All right, yeah, so after I saw that, I was like, okay, like, I'm not gonna leave the airport because, you know, I know how these people think. They see the fact, because they're so misogynistic, among other things, they see the fact that you're not in your hometown as like a chance to do something and get away with it. And hell yeah, I had good reason to believe that I was at risk for being kidnapped. Hell yeah, I did. Anyone in my position would have. Either way, I wasn't going to leave the airport. I made the decision once I saw that white guy come, and I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to leave this airport again. Like, I went through TSA. Once I went through TSA, I went through various parts of the airport. That white guy didn't follow me. I think probably because they knew I was in the airport, and that even within the airport, they've got me cornered. Even if they don't see exactly where I'm at within the airport, they know I've got to leave at some point. And also, I think he didn't follow me because they already had other people in the airport by that time. How do I know they already had other people in the airport by that time? Well, as I'm walking, I'm like, okay, let me just go like to a different part of the airport. I'm not going to go sit directly at where my next flight is, but I'm going to go near that general vicinity, even though it's 24 hours from now, and just like wait around there. As I was walking across the airport, it's a pretty long walk. Multiple people took pictures of me. One was a group of 2 or 3 guys, and 2 of them pointed their cameras at me. Another one was someone who, looking back, I think I might have actually recognized from Texas, who might have worked at that Allsup's, but I'm not 100% sure. So like at least 2 different people took pictures of me within the airport. So I was like, fuck, like they definitely know where I'm at. And again, it's the thing, like, seriously, they're willing to put this much money into following me again? Well, now I've gathered, yes, they are, even though it's very expensive, because again, they would have had to buy some type of ticket or something to even get into the airport or something. These people see it as an investment. You know, why would they do something like that? Because they're making money off the bodies of human beings. And they know they can't get away with doing it to the entire population, obviously. So they do everything they can to, you know, try to make sure that someone has nowhere to go and knows she's being watched and all that stuff. Again, many degrees removed from this, not in contact with anyone. Only unblocked Gil's number to record his voice so that I'd have some kind of evidence to at least identify him by. Which I never would have even done that if I hadn't gotten so many questions from law enforcement about whether I had a picture of him. Anyways, because at this point, we can't even really categorize me as just someone trying to get away. Yes, I was trying to get away, but the point being, I was never in a motel forced to, like, I was never consciously doing any of this. It's all been rapes. Anyways, sorry, I'm being redundant. I go to a part of the airport and sit there after the pictures have already been taken of me, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and wait. Nobody's got direct eyes on me at that point. Looking back, I think they were already tracking my phone by this point, but I didn't know that. I had been suspicious of that already, But then I was like, well, no, like maybe they don't have my phone yet, whatever. So I look up, I spend a few hours and I'm like texting family like, hey, I'm coming home. Like, I wanted to try to get an apartment in Texas, but they made it clear that they were just going to find a way to get to me if I did that. And by that I just mean the stalking, right? And the fact that they clearly have so many connections in Texas. I thought it would be best to go to a place where they're less likely to have connections. They're more likely to have to put more time and effort into making connections in a new city. I look up and there's an American Airlines flight from Salt Lake direct to Charlotte. Now, again, I was going to have to wait another 24 hours for my Frontier flight, and not only that, it was going to be another connector. And it was a really expensive flight, but I said, you know what? I'm not being followed on foot right now. Maybe this is my chance to get away once again. So I went and spent my money to like get that flight last minute and get on that plane and get home. I was so grateful for that flight. I felt like it was some kind of fate because I had no idea. You know, I just went and sat somewhere randomly in the airport. And then there it is right in front of me. And that just felt so, it felt like fate because I was like, okay, this was my destination, you know, this is my chance. So again, I still feel that the only way they're tracking me is by foot at this point, because why else would they be following me on foot? Get on the flight. Once we get off the flight, land in Charlotte, I frankly ran. I ran to the cab. No one followed me as I ran. I had the cab do an out-of-the-way loop. Nobody followed us on the out-of-the-way loop. I had him drop me off at a family member's house. Well, one thing about this is that when I had made that first trip to Charlotte, you know, I had gone to pretty much all my family members' houses, not knowing that there had been a tracking device on my vehicle at that time. Well, you know, back right after April 18th. Unfortunately, I had told the wrong people, D&D, that I was scared because by the time I talked to D&D, I had told them that there had been a tracking device on my vehicle, and that now, once I put together that there was a tracking device on my vehicle, that means that I was tracked to the location of my family's homes. So I wasn't followed via the airport, but I already knew that these people had the locations of the places that I could go. There's a lot more to this part. So now we're in early May. We're in early May. My car is still parked at that Houston airport. And, you know, I'm just trying to have a place to sleep safely, because I know for myself how determined these people are, and that I'm liable to be broken into and raped in my sleep anywhere. I went to my grandparents eventually, like the day after I landed, and, you know, just told them I was going to be sleeping there for a little while and told them what was going on. That's a whole other thing. Let me take a pause here.